Okay, first and foremost, I'm just gonna let y'all know ahead of time. I will not be speaking about Snoop, and I won't be speaking about So Hood. I do not care about Snoop nor So Hood. I do not care about their storyline. Who gives a fuck about them? This should be their first and last season. They were both disappointing as far as cast members are concerned, and their storyline was lackluster, and nobody really cared. As y'all can understand, I never talked about them. After the first few episodes they was on, I did not talk about their ass no more. So don't expect me to talk about anything dealing with them on this reunion tonight. I won't be talking about them, so don't even look for it. Had to put that out there. Okay, so let's just get into the review. Let's talk about Cardi B in Asia. Okay, as you know, earlier in the season, Cardi B and Swift had a flirtation going on while Cardi B was still dating Tommy, the neighborhood prison motherfucker who she was dating for a very long time, who really didn't want her to pursue her dreams. He just wanted her to be an inmate wife. That's really all he wanted her to be. He didn't want her to do the shit that she's doing right now. And so it's pretty clear that Swift had a crush on Cardi. But as we all know, Cardi did not know anything about his girlfriend Asia. So after all of that, we get on stage tonight, and to me, I don't know what it was. I'm usually here for Cardi B, and I'm usually here for her antics, but tonight she was on 10 a bit too much. Like, I don't even think she was on 10. Cardi was on 20 tonight. Like, she was doing way too much, and she made herself look very stupid. You know what I mean? Like, first of all, the screaming, the yelling, the throwing of the shoe, the sitting on his lap and trying to make her mad when she obviously didn't give a damn about Swift anymore. I just felt like Cardi did the most. However, I will say that Asia herself, she was very much threatened by Cardi B, and that's why she did not want her man to be working with him, which is understandable. She was very threatened by her. She did not want her man working with her. And it was mainly because she was a stripper and because of the background that she came from. Of course, she didn't admit that shit, but that's exactly why she didn't want Swift to be working with him, working with Cardi B, to be honest. I mean, she didn't. It was about her ass and her titties. I believe Cardi B when she says that it was an insecurity thing. And I think it was, you know. Asia really wasn't an ugly girl, but at the end of the day, I mean, you look at somebody like Cardi B and you like, I don't want my man working with that bitch. You know what I mean? And that's just with anybody. So I understand that. But I did not realize that I was 3 years older than Cardi B. Her graduation picture came up. She graduated in the class of 2010. I was very surprised to see that. So I'm sitting up here like, damn, Cardi B young. Like, one of my best friends graduated in class of 2010. I went to his motherfucking graduation. I was at high school for 3 years in 2010. So I'm like, hell, we had just moved into this house in 2010. So I'm like, what the fuck? Alright then. But she threw her shoe at Asia, and then Hennessy ran on stage to defend Cardi B. That was funny as hell. But when Asia said she had a reason to feel the way that she felt about Cardi B, she was trying to explain herself, but Cardi B wouldn't allow her to explain herself. And then she was like, what is the reason? What is the reason? And, you know, doing all of this shit. And I'm like, Cardi, you're doing too much, okay? I don't know what it was, but I just wasn't here for Cardi B and her extraness tonight. I really wasn't. I just felt like she did way too much tonight, and less is more in my opinion. But girl, we know that you're over the top, but you was way over the top tonight. Real talk, she was. But I still love Cardi B, and she is one of the reasons why I watch the show. Probably one of the main reasons outside of Remy Ma, Pap, and Yandy. She's probably one of my favorites. Oh, and Bianca. She's probably one of my favorites out of all of these girls. So, from what she said, this is her last season, so I'm gonna miss her. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna watch this show without her ass, but I'm sure gonna miss her. So let's talk about the Creep Squad. First of all, let me just say that I don't like Cisco. I feel like he's a bitch ass nigga. That's number one. I don't like Mariah because she's annoying. She's nothing but a poor man's Iggy Azalea. And I just feel like her and Cisco do way too much to prove that they tough. Don't get me wrong. I do think that if you really gave Cisco the time of day, he'll mop a motherfucker up. I do believe that. However, you do too much to just prove that you gangster, my nigga. Like, you do way too much. You always want to run up on Lil Rich all the time. You know what I mean? And you know that Rich ain't really about that life. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I don't think that Rich is really about that life like that. And Cisco loved to try to run up on his little scrawny ass all the time. You know what I mean? But that's besides the point. They all arguing over who created the Creep Squad. Who created the Creep Squad? I hate to even acknowledge this shit, but Cisco, you did not create the fucking Creep Squad, okay? You did not start it. The person that started that shit was Rich. And I'll possibly give it to Peter Guns too. Both of them started that shit. And you know when Self wanted to do like capitalize off the whole Creep Squad thing, like sell t-shirts or whatever, he only consulted with Rich and Peter. Cisco felt some kind of way about that because he was like, why would you only go to them? Like, if we talking about some Creep Squad shit, why you ain't coming to me about it? And then that's when Steph was like, well, in my defense, I keep hearing different stories about who started the Creep Squad. So that's when Cisco told me he started the motherfucking Creep Squad. And I'm sitting up here like, no, you didn't. Like, the only person I ever heard call this whole piece of shit the Creep Squad was Rich. And that's my honest, that's my right hand to fucking God. That's what I think. Honestly, I do think that Rich was the one that created that shit. Real talk. So, it becomes like Rich was saying, why would we consult with Cisco about anything when he was on the outs? So Cisco was like, then who are you? You don't get to decide on whether I'm on the outs or not. So Rich was like, yes, I do decide that. And I did. So because Rich said that he did decide that he was on the outs, that's when Cisco wanna book up and act like he Mike Tyson and threaten to whoop Rich ass and all that shit. And then you got Mariah the Mermaid over there boosting his brains up saying, why don't you just slap the shit out this motherfucker? I don't see how Rich was being a tough guy. He was only saying what it was. He decided that you were on the outs, and you were on the outs. You wasn't fucking with nobody. You double crossed Self, you double crossed Rich, and you double crossed Peter, and you stopped money from coming to Peter. So you were on the outs, and you made that your own thing. You the one who made yourself on the outs. It wasn't nothing they did. You did it. So how the fuck you gonna get mad? And then you want to get up and rush him after Mariah the Mermaid. You know, put it in your brain. Why don't you go and smack the shit out of him? Why don't you go smack the shit out of him? Why don't somebody smack the shit out of you, bitch? I'm really getting sick of Mariah Lynn. Why is she still here? The bitch can't rap. She looked like she on heroin. She looked like she on crystal meth. And I just wish she would just shut the fuck up. Like, I'm just sick of Mariah Lynn. Like, she's so fucking annoying. Why is she here, bruh? Why is this bitch even here? I know a lot of bitches that could take her place. Like, bitches in my neighborhood way more entertaining than this annoying nappy neck bitch. I'm so sick of Mariah Lynn, I don't know what to do with myself. So then, that's when Mariah basically showed how much she hates Rich and, you know, all this anger towards Rich. So Nina was like, well, you know, Cisco brought up the stuff about putting food in your refrigerator. And she was like, well, you know, I honestly feel like Cisco really cares about me. He's really my friend and all of that stuff. When did y'all become such good friends? And when did he start caring about your ass? Because you was nothing but a hoe to him just last season. So when did y'all become such great friends? And then, she was saying Rich always got an opinion on her and blah, blah, blah. So Rich was like, well, if Steph gonna ask me for my opinion on what I think about you, I'm just gonna say it. So then when he called her Horaya, which was funny as fuck, she gets mad. She wants to try to take off her shoe and try to charge over Rich. Girl, go somewhere and sit your motherfucking ass down. Like, wasn't you just over there clowning Rich with Cisco, and then when he take a jab back at your ass, you want to try to get up and try to fight like you a motherfucker, like you his equal? At the end of the day, you can play Rich for being a vagina and all of this stuff, but at the end of the day, Rich is still a man. He's going to always overpower you. So stop trying to walk up on a man. I just said this about Jessica Dime about 2 seasons ago. Y'all bitches going to get enough of running up on the man all the time. Then when the man punch y'all asses in y'all motherfucking face, then y'all want to cry and get y'all motherfucking niggas in your gang and all of that shit to try to whoop their ass. Stop running up on niggas like that. Real talk. Because I have to tell my former employer that, like, don't walk up on me, don't get up in my face like you bout it, don't do all that. You can't get in my face like that. It's just real talk is violation. Stop doing shit like that. Real talk. So then We get into Remy Ma and Pap, and they talk about the ectopic pregnancy that Remy Ma suffered from. And honestly, I identify with that due to the fact that my mom had an ectopic pregnancy, which I said before on one of my past Love and Hip Hop reviews when this shit first went down for Remy and Pap. So it was crazy to see So Hood in the audience. She was crying because she suffered the same thing. And you know, honestly, I love Remy Ma and Pap. I feel like they should get their own show. Honestly, they shouldn't even be amongst all the ratchetness on Love and Hip Hop. If you really want to be honest, I don't think I'm too good to watch the show, because if I felt like I was too good to watch it, I wouldn't even be reviewing this shit. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, just watching their relationship and this black love movement that they got going on, I feel like they're good enough to have their own show. I mean, T.I. and Tiny really ain't doing the trick for me no more. And on top of that, T.I. and Tiny are breaking up already. So just give Remy Ma and Pap that spot. Get them a spinoff. They deserve one. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to get somebody a spinoff, Remy Ma, Pap, and Cardi B can get their own spinoff. Okay, Michelle, she done with her show. T.I. and Tiny pretty much done. So just give one to them three. And then, you know, it'll be okay. You know, and it is very loving to see one relationship on Love and Hip Hop, and just one loving relationship, and showing a man that cares about his woman, cares about his wife, and not stepping out on his wife and not doing bullshit to his wife. That's one thing that I really respect about Pap, and it makes him sexy. It's sexy to see a man care about his wife like that, and I do applaud them for everything that they put out on this show. They keep it 100. So now we're down to the last segment of the night. Team Baby Mama versus Team Mendici. So now we want to talk about this timeline of who hit it first, who wrote the dick first, who wrote the dick second, who wrote the dick last, who was fucking them at the same time. This whole damn timeline was getting on my nerves. I don't know if y'all watch The Web of Lies. They had a whole little unsolved mystery ass web series on this whole storyline, okay, about Mendici, and it was about the lies that he told about the women that he had, and they had Erica, Samantha, and Yandy telling their sides of the story. The only person that I felt like was telling the truth and the whole truth was Samantha. Y'all know I'm not here for Samantha at all. I feel like she's bitter as fuck. But out of all three of them, I felt like she was telling the God to honest truth, her whole story with the truth. Y'all need to go on YouTube, go to the VH1 channel and look that up. It's like The Web of Lies on Mendici or some shit like that. It's like a whole damn web series of like something like Unsolved Mysteries, something like that. And it's very interesting, to be honest. I got my life from watching it. And when you watch it, I do feel like Samantha was the one telling the God's honest truth, and Erica was telling the most lies. That's just what I think. And honestly, out of all the baby mamas, I hate Erica the most. And that's mainly because she seems to be the most pressed. Samantha, I don't really see her being that big of a problem, because initially, I was on her side when her and Yandy got into it. But Erica just seems so pressed and wants to be claimed by Mendici so bad, and they haven't had a relationship in years. I don't know why she's so pressed about being, you know, acknowledged by this married ass man. Well, play married ass man. So Nina had a phone call with Mendici from jail, and he cleared up the timeline. And he pretty much confirmed what the fuck Yandy said. Erica was nothing but a fucking slut. He was fucking her while he was with Samantha. He got into a whole nother relationship. They never traded I love yous. They went on one trip together and all of that shit. Like, Mendici basically made Erica look fucking stupid. And I already, like, she was already stupid anyway, but he made her look stupid as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had been trying to go through all this shit, trying to make it sound like they had a full-on relationship. And according to Mendici, they didn't have no full-on relationship. They was fucking. That's just what it was. You know what I mean? Like, I've had a situation with motherfuckers I've been fucking, and we had a pretty decent relationship. Like, we wasn't together, we wasn't in love, we was just fucking around, and we had a great understanding. That's pretty much what he had with Erica, and she seems to think that that was a relationship. So just like Yandy said, this man has never claimed you. You ain't been nothing but a slide. That's what the fuck he was. So when he was clearing up the timeline, Yandy was being petty as fuck. She was laughing at Erica's ass, and Erica was getting pissed the hell off, and you should, because you tried so hard to make yourself so important in this man's life, and you're not. At the end of the day, you're not. The only two women that he really claimed as his woman was Samantha and Yandy. You were never claimed because you were just what the fuck you would call all along a fucking slide. That's just what I think. So then, after that was said, she want to say, I just can't believe that a man, a mother, and a sister, and a wife would go so far to tell a bunch of lies to keep up the storyline. I don't really believe me in DC lied on your ass. You was just a fucking slide and you can't take it. He lied to you. He made you feel special. That's just what it was. I had a man make me feel special. I had a man that lied to me. I had a man that played me. Let's just be real. Just 2 years ago, I was involved in a situation with a man who was going back and forth between me, this dude, and this dude. Ironically, me and one of those guys that he went back and forth between, we became very good friends. But the other one hates me for whatever reason, and he's the one that married the motherfucker. So I've been in a situation like that before. Men will lie to you. Men will make you feel like you're the only one, and you're not. A man will make you feel special, and he making the next bitch or the next nigga feel special. That's just what the fuck it is. I've been stupid for a man before, so Erica been stupid for a man. That's just what it was. You just got played. All three of y'all really got played. It's just that Yandy was the one that he decided that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, and that's just what it is, Erica, and you just gonna have to deal with it. And then her and Kimbella get into it. One thing I would say about Kimbella is that bitch stay ready. But I know that somebody gonna come in my comments and try to challenge what I'm saying. At the end of the day, y'all can use that Chrissy shit against her all you want to. At the end of the day, Kimbella never backed down from Chrissy, okay? Her nor Yandy never backed down from Chrissy. Y'all want to use this Chrissy thing like Chrissy is the Hulk. You know what I mean? But did Chrissy ever try that shit with Samaya like she tried with Kimbella? Did she ever try that shit with Samaya like she tried it with Yandy? That bitch also know who to fucking try it with. You know what I mean? Like, girl, bye. Chrissy ain't the Hulk, because I did not see her try that with Kimbella. Try that with Samaya. Yeah, she argued with Samaya, but she wasn't quick to run up on that damn giant bitch like she was quick to run up on Kimbella, like she was quick to run up on Yandy. So please, Kimbella ain't scared of none of these bitches. So I don't know why y'all want to use that fucking Chrissy card against her, because it's so old. Who cares? Because at the end of the day, nobody cared about Chrissy beating Kimbella ass. You know, just like somebody said on Twitter, Kimbella made that scene epic when she was in the mirror saying still look pretty, and Chrissy was still fucking pressed even after she's the one that whooped the bitch ass. But I digress. Then the next thing you know, Samantha gets into it. No, after they looked at the check itself and saw Yandy and Judy being petty laughing at this woman's heart attack, which I rolled my eyes at, because I'm like, Yandy, Judy, y'all are grown ass women. How dare y'all laugh at a woman having a whole heart attack? Like, that was not funny at all. It really wasn't. I thought that was trashy, but whatever. Kim was trying to state her case, and Yandy said that Kim was laughing with her on the telephone. So then Kim goes the fuck off, and then Mendeece's sister tells Kim to watch her mouth. And then she insults Samantha and calls her cockeyed. And a fight break out, and that's the end of the episode. When I tell y'all, this reunion was lit, and I can't wait till next week's reunion. So I'm out of here, y'all. This is my review, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. Bye, y'all.